Hello everyone! For today's discussion, we will be talking about NetSuite Field Service Management. Hello! For those new to my channel, my name is Rose.ns.expert, a CPA and a multi-certified NetSuite consultant. I have been working with NetSuite for more than 11 years now in different industries, so if you are here to learn about NetSuite, then you are on the right channel. So what is NetSuite Field Service Management? It was previously known as NextService. It is a solution built within NetSuite to help field service companies to manage their customer assets and scheduling of field service tasks. Technicians normally perform activities like installation or commissioning. We also had a client in the past that does asset removal. You can also use the application for performing activities like preventive maintenance and break fixes. So what is good is that, since it resides within your NetSuite ERP system, it bridges the gap between finance, operations, and inventory management. As technicians go to the field, enter orders and expenses, and consume parts for repairs, they get automatically recorded inside NetSuite and deducted from your inventory. So accounting impact is reflected real time. The most important tools that it provides are asset management tool to track all the details about the asset. It is using native NetSuite record for ticket and task management. It has a very intuitive tool for scheduling field service resources and a mobile application for field service technicians to use. So if you will be using NetSuite Field Service Management, these are the records that you will be configuring inside NetSuite. Customer Asset Record, NetSuite Item Master to configure use for field service, employees to define the field service resources, whether human or non-human resources like equipment, tools, or vans. Here is where you also define the skills and work calendar. Work calendar to define availability or working hours. Case or service order to track field service requests or complaints. Projects to signify profitability. And project or project tasks to signify the activities that must be performed on the field.
It normally starts with an estimate or quotation for equipment your company sells. For example, I am selling this medical equipment, which is represented by a serialized inventory item in NetSuite. When I open the item record, I would see all the important details about the item being sold. On the Field Service tab, I can flag whether this item is used for field service. This checkbox can also auto-create customer assets every time an order fulfillment is created for this item. I can also by default create a project record every time a customer asset is created. For example, this medical device is offered with 3 years warranty, and I want to track all records and transactions under a particular project so I can monitor profitability in all other activities during the warranty coverage. I could see customer assets created out of this particular product I sell, including the serial detail and the customer name they are sold to. I can also add filters and customize the view to see more information I need as preferred. If I click on the customer record link, I would see all the pertinent information about my customer, and it also has its own field service tab, so I can see all the assets that I have installed or I am servicing for this customer. I can also click on the field service asset link so I can see the asset details. See how NetSuite can establish relationship between records so you can track one way or another. Know that these pages can be customized so you can store all the information you need to track on the records. Going back, say that the customer accepted a quote, so I would convert this as a sales order. Notice that the details will just be copied from the quotation. I can simply save the record or I can make changes as necessary. For now, I will add the serial number information of the equipment sold to this customer. This can be added later on if not yet identifiable at the time of order entry. You can save the sales order when all important details have been added. As a salesperson, I can be given the permission to create field service asset. Note that there are multiple ways on how we can create customer assets. I mentioned earlier that it can automatically be generated from item fulfillment for items sold that are marked as field service assets. We can manually create from customer record or from sales order, or from item record, or just by creating a standalone asset. I can also perform import and integrate as necessary if the information is coming from another system. For now, I will create the asset from the sales order. Notice that it automatically links the transaction I created it from. On the field service asset record, I can categorize my asset accordingly and build hierarchy, like site on top, broken down further into equipments serviced within that site, broken down further to particular components of a bigger equipment. I will associate the item and the serial number, define the subsidiary, customer, and address information. Notice that geolocation is automatically detected. We have made customizations from the past to auto-source data on the asset record so we can minimize data entry time. Depending on which record it is preferred to be created from, I can add all other information and save the asset. From the sales order, I can then create a ticket or a service order to request installation of this asset in the client location. Note that other information are auto-populated from the sales order. On the Field Service tab, I can schedule the installation task. I can define the skills needed when determinable and the tentative dates. Note that we can use these for tasks that can be accomplished in a single day. For installations that might take multiple days to finish, we need to use the project task within the project record. For example, I have this project created for installation. Again, we can have this project auto-generated when customer asset is created. From the Schedule tab, I can create a new project task. Enter the estimated work. I can assign it to the technician if known, but I will leave it blank for the field service manager to assign on the scheduler. It is important to note that we need to select Fixed Start as constraint type for it to show on the scheduler. You can enter other information and save. Depending on the work calendar and the availability of the technician when assigned, NetSuite will automatically calculate the start or end date of the project task. I will just quickly check on the asset record. I can see all these records linked to it, such as the service order, the task, and the warranty project automatically created from this asset. I will now log in as Field Service Manager to load the scheduler. I will tour you quickly on the scheduler board. On the left-hand corner would be the resources with their names and job titles grouped by region. Note that non-human resources, such as equipment or trucks used on the field and need to be scheduled as well, need to be created as employee record in NetSuite for them to show on the scheduler. From the past, we just created a custom field to easily identify them from real technicians, and we assigned them a region we named as tools or vehicles so they would show together on the scheduler. On the top left corner, we can quickly set a date on the calendar to show the middle date to display on the board. And depending on the number of days to display selected, it would show accordingly. Example, I changed the date to August 30, so it shows it in the middle. Since I changed on 5-day view, I can only see 5 dates on the columns. August 30 and 31 happen to be weekends, and based on the work calendar I set, these are non-working days, so they show as grayed out columns. I will quickly go back to today's date. I can define how the tasks on my scheduler are color-coded. Right now it is based on task priority. I can also change the color view by status, by task type, and by case type. I can change the color designation as preferred, and this reflects real time on my scheduler. Notice that I can also quickly choose from summarized or detailed task view. On the right-hand side, you would see the extension panels for assigned tasks, people filter, and an assigned task. On each panel, you can define filters. For example, on people filter, I want to see technicians only assigned to specific region or have a particular skill, etc. Note that we can customize this. We have made several requests from the past to show more filters or arrange the fields on the panes. On unassigned task, I will see all the tasks pending assignment to technicians. When I hover to a task, a pop-up window will appear more details. We have also made customizations before to change the task details as they appear on the scheduler. From the pop-up window, I can drill into the actual task record in NetSuite. Also, from the pop-up window, I can check on the location to center the map below on the task address. Download the latest service report for that task, copy and create new task. For now, I will free up Carl Norris so I can assign the task to him. See that I can drag and drop the edges of the task box so I can adjust the time. I can see the changes I made to that particular task, or I can go to the top right corner and save all the changes that I made to the scheduler. I can also assign the same task to multiple resources as needed. Upon task assignment, NetSuite will trigger an email notification to the technician. I will log in and pretend to be Carl Norris. This can be done on any mobile device or tablet. The map is interactive to show my exact location and the locations of the tasks that I will be performing. I will select our sample task. This is just in progress right now as I already populated some details, but technicians should be able to click on the Start button to change the task status. Note that the data displayed on the mobile app can be personalized accordingly. On the Time tab, I can enter the hours and description of the tasks I performed. Example is I traveled an hour to the customer location, so I am logging it. I can see reference records like asset details and contact details as well. I can also track job safety information. Again, all of these can be personalized. I can also define the install details and attach pictures as required by my company. I can add line items on my sales order. Let us say that I have consumed some inventory during install that I need to charge the client. I can mark the job status completed, or if there are any issues, I can describe otherwise. I can enter job completion information and signatures. If there are other expenses that I spent, I can enter them as well. I can attach more files and supporting documents as necessary. I can update the task details anytime as needed. Like for example, there are other technicians that worked with me, I can select them as assignees so it can update the task in NetSuite. I will log back into NetSuite to see the effect of the activities recorded on the mobile app by the technician. I can start with any record and backtrack, but for now, I will check the service order. From here, I can generate invoices for unbilled amounts or print the service report. I can view the original sales order issued to the customer and notice that the additional inventories we used as part of installation are added as line items on the sales order. I can view the field service install record that was reported by the technician. From here, I can also drill down to the task. I can see all other details like time tracked on this task, including the job safety record reported by the technician on the mobile app. Note also that we can record consumables. We will discuss this in another video for repairs and maintenance use case. From here, I can also drill down to the customer asset record and see the same information linked, such as the projects, cases, tasks, and install details entered by the technician.
Thank you so much for watching my video. Feel free to drop your thoughts and comments in this channel. If you need NetSuite assistance, you can contact me directly or my team at Simply Put. We take pride with the service we provide. Have a blessed day ahead!